Hi students, in this video we will discuss about command line arguments, that is passing arguments from the command prompt. Here these arguments are passed to the main function, that is, so the arguments which we pass from the command line will be received by the main function. In this case the main function should be defined in this format. So int, this will take two parameters, one is int argc and the other one is char star argv, not int, it is char star argv. Here argc represents argument count, that is the number of arguments passed by the user, and argv represents the argument values, that is the number of arguments passed by the user. So in this case the default argument, that is if we do not pass any value, by default file name is passed as argument, that is, so by default the file name will be passed as argument. Here argv of 0 contains the file name, the file which we are running, that name will be stored in argv of 0, and argv of 1 contains the first argument what we have passed. Argv of 2 contains the second argument whatever we have passed, and all the arguments will be stored in the form of string. Now argc will give you the count, that is the number of arguments passed by the user it will give. Now here let us see. So in order to run, please watch carefully, this is very important, and running procedure also we need to go to the command prompt. Now here, so first check the condition here. If argc, that is argument count, is equal to 1, that is if user has not passed any arguments, if equal to 1, you can display the message here, printf no arguments passed. So you can display the message no arguments passed, or you can say no command line arguments passed, no command line arguments passed, or no arguments passed. Now otherwise, else, then else means, suppose if argument argc is greater than 1, then I want to display all the values passed by the user. Now in this example, so first example, let us see, user will pass only, first we will see with only 2 arguments user will pass, then in the second example we will see number of arguments passed by the user. Else, here user will pass 2 arguments, so the first argument here is argv of 0 equal to %s comma argv of 0. This is the file name that user has passed. What is this one? File name. And printf argv of 1 equal to %s slash n comma argv of 1. This is the first argument passed by the user. Then similarly you can pass second argument also, then display the second argument also, argv2 and argv2. Now so at the end of the main, return 1. Now in this example, if user do not pass any argument, it displays the message no command line arguments passed. So here let us use no command line arguments passed. Otherwise, if user has passed, in first let us see, user will pass 2 arguments, otherwise it will goes to the else part and it will display first argument, by default it is the file name, and second and third arguments whatever we have passed, that will be displayed onto the screen. So in order to run this program, please be careful. So first save this program. Here I am saving the folder in a directory called, in a drive called E. Inside E I have a directory called Khaja. So inside Khaja I am saving this file as command demo.c. What is the name of the file? Command cmd demo.c. File name you should remember, that is important. Where I am saving is also important. Save this file. Then after saving the file, now run this particular program. So compile and run the program. So here you can see what is the output. Int main function. Okay, here end with semicolon. So save, compile and run the program. So no command line arguments passed. So in order to run this particular, because we have not passed any arguments, so in order to run this particular program, we need to go to the command prompt. So how to go to the command prompt? cmd and go to the directory where this particular file is available, inside E drive Khaja. So inside Khaja you can see this particular file, so start.c. So what is the name of the file? cmd demo.c. you can see here. Now in order to run this particular program, here use the file name. So what is the file name? cmd demo, then pass some arguments. 101 Sachin I will pass. Now you can see the output for this program. argv of 0 is cmd demo, argv of 1 is 101, argv of 2 is Sachin. Now let us run this program once again. cmd demo. So in order to run this particular program, so cmd demo, because this is the name of the file, then use here 102 SALMAN Salman 45 56 67. So we have passed number of arguments. How many? 6 arguments including the file name, but our program is displaying only 2 arguments. Suppose if you want to display all the arguments passed by the user, so first of all we should know how many user has passed, then we should display all the arguments. In order to display all the arguments passed by the user, we'll see in the next example. Now here what happens? cmd is the file name, 102 will be stored in argv of 1, Salman will be stored in argv of 2, 45 will be stored in argv of 3, but we are displaying only 2 in this example. Okay, now let me show you how to display all the arguments passed by the user. So what we need to do here, so remove this part. So take one for loop for I equal to 1, I less than argument count I plus plus. So I equal to 1, I less than or equal to. So if you start from 0, it will display including the file name. So if you don't want file name, you can start from 0. So you can start from 1. Printf %s /n comma argv of I. Now this program will display all the arguments passed by the user. Suppose if user passes 5 arguments, it will display all the 5 arguments. Save this program. First you need to compile and run from here. So it will display the output, no command line arguments passed. Now go to the command prompt. So from here, so cmd demo, now you pass 101 Sachin 45 56 67. It displays all the arguments passed by the user. Okay, so in this case important is going to the directory where this particular file is available. From there we should run this program. Okay, if you have any doubts, please share in comments. So then thank you for watching. See you in next video.